When the mountain pass freezes shut, your greatest threat is not frostbite or even starvation. It is the quiet fracture forming inside the human mind. Imagine standing at 12,000 feet. The wind erases your tracks within seconds. The horizon dissolves into white. The map becomes irrelevant. Behind you, the trail has vanished. Ahead, the ice wall has sealed the only exit. At what moment does professional ambition transform into primal fear? How long would your morality remain intact? If rescue became mathematically impossible, welcome to Western Tales Official. We examine the overlooked psychological frontiers of human history. Today we dissect the mental unraveling of winter expeditions. It's trapped by ice where survival instinct collides with identity. Before we begin, subscribe to Western Tales Official for in-depth explorations of history's most extreme human trials. Extreme cold initiates cognitive decline more quickly than anticipated. Sub-zero temperatures force the body to prioritize core warmth. Peripheral blood flow decreases. Fine motor control diminishes. Decision-making slows. Even minor dehydration thickens the blood, impairing mental clarity. In whiteout conditions, the absence of visual contrast erases depth perception. Without a horizon, the brain loses spatial reference, triggering disorientation and anxiety. Professional mountaineers train extensively for environmental hazards. Yet the sensory deprivation of endless white introduces a psychological threat that training cannot fully simulate. The first stage of breakdown is subtle. Irritability increases, communication shortens, minor navigational disagreements intensify. As winds howl through canvas shelters, sleep becomes fragmented. Without restorative rest, the prefrontal cortex begins to falter. Meanwhile, the amygdala grows hyperactive. Perceived dangers multiply. Shadows appear in peripheral vision. Sounds carry ambiguous meaning. The realization that the exit route is permanently sealed marks a psychological pivot. Ambition collapses into survival calculus. Supplies are inventoried repeatedly. Rationing plans are drafted. But beneath logistical discussions lies an unspoken fear. If rescue does not come, what lines will be crossed? The sensory trap of the high pass is not merely environmental, it is neurological. Ice narrows possibility. Silence amplifies doubt. And the human mind begins its quiet descent into uncertainty. Expeditions rely on hierarchy. Leaders issue commands. Specialists handle navigation, medical care, and logistics. Identity is anchored in competence. But when ice immobilizes progress, professional roles begin to erode. The geologist who once analyzed rock strata now measures dwindling rations. Authority becomes fragile when outcomes cannot be guaranteed. Scarcity alters social dynamics with startling speed. Food transforms from sustenance into currency. Subtle accounting begins. Who consumes more, who contributes less. Cabin fever intensifies hyper-awareness of others' habits. The rhythm of breathing inside a confined tent becomes irritating. Repetitive gestures feel amplified. Psychological studies document heightened aggression triggered by monotony and confinement. This irritability compounds daily. As weeks pass, the social self, the civilized persona, begins to fade. Conversations narrow to logistics and survival. Humor declines. Eye contact shortens. The shared dream of summiting loses relevance. What remains is endurance. With identity untethered from achievement, individuals confront a void, or you when your mission fails and your survival is uncertain. Team cohesion fractures along stress lines. Alliances form quietly. Private doubts are withheld to preserve morale, yet secrecy breeds suspicion. In extreme isolation, trust becomes fragile. The erosion of professional identity is incremental, marked by subtle withdrawal and guarded speech. But once fractured, cohesion is difficult to restore. Starvation compounds cold exposure in a lethal partnership. The brain consumes a disproportionate share of the body's glucose. When caloric intake declines, cognitive performance deteriorates. Research on prolonged fasting reveals impaired judgment, obsessive thoughts about food, and emotional volatility. In freezing environments, the body diverts limited energy toward maintaining core temperature, further depriving higher-order reasoning. Sleep deprivation magnifies this effect. Winds batter shelters through the night. Temperatures fluctuate unpredictably. Microarousals fragment rest cycles. After several days, symptoms mirror acute psychosis, auditory hallucinations, paranoia, and distorted time perception. Explorers report hearing voices carried by wind or seeing figures moving across snowfields. Whether misinterpreted sensory input or neurological misfiring, the result is destabilizing. There is a measurable moment when cognitive surrender occurs. Rational risk assessment gives way to immediate survival impulse. Long-term consequences lose weight against short-term caloric gain. This shift is not evidence of moral failure. It is biological prioritization. The brain, deprived of fuel and rest, reverts to primal directives. Preserve self at any cost. Understanding this neurological cascade reframes historical expedition disasters, actions later judged harshly by comfortable observers, often emerged from compromised cognition. In frozen isolation, the margin between reason and desperation narrows dangerously. As resources dwindle, collective sharing may give way to hidden reserves. Hoarding begins subtly, a ration tucked aside, a private inventory unspoken. Trust erodes. Ethical codes become negotiable under starvation pressure. History records instances where survival drove individuals beyond cultural taboos, forcing choices that haunt survivors for decades. The descent into the shadow self involves psychological justification. Actions are reframed as necessity rather than transgression. Group consensus may fracture into factions. Leadership authority weakens when enforcement lacks consequence. In extreme cases, survival imperatives override previously sacred values. This collapse is rarely instantaneous. It progresses through incremental concessions. First, ration adjustments, then secret allocations. Finally, decisions once unimaginable become conceivable. The ice does not force these choices. It constrains alternatives until only extreme options remain visible. Such scenarios compel uncomfortable reflection. How stable is morality when stripped of security? Is ethics a product of abundance? Or does adversity reveal character more truthfully? Expeditions trapped by ice become laboratories of human limits, exposing the thin veneer separating civilization from instinct. Rescue, when it arrives, does not erase psychological scars. Survivors often experience profound guilt, questioning decisions made under duress, replaying moments of hesitation or compromise. Post-traumatic stress manifests through recurring dreams of wind and white horizons. Reintegration into ordinary society can feel alienating. After months defined by survival calculus, yet humanity continues to pursue extreme landscapes. Why? Because exploration promises transcendence. Because risk affirms vitality. Because confronting nature's harshest conditions tests identity in ways comfort never can. The paradox is enduring. We are drawn to environments that can dismantle us psychologically. Frozen expeditions reveal a central truth about the human condition. Morality, identity, and cooperation are resilient, but not invincible. Under sufficient strain, they bend. Sometimes they break. The ice becomes a mirror, reflecting both strength and fragility. As we conclude this examination, consider your own thresholds. In total isolation, with rations dwindling and rescue uncertain, who would you become? The disciplined professional? The silent competitor? Or something unrecognizable? This has been Western Tales Official. If this exploration expanded your understanding of human resilience and vulnerability, subscribe to Western Tales Official for more deep analyses of history's most extreme frontiers. Join us next time as we uncover another chapter where environment and humanity collide at the edge of endurance.